Welcome to the world of rustic romance, where linen whispers against sunlit windows and the calming scent of lavender floats through the air. Today, we're diving into the heart of French country decor, with easy DIYs that bring elegance and charm into your home, effortlessly and affordably. Let's begin the journey to timeless tranquility. French country style blends rustic textures with soft hues, evoking the charm of an old-world farmhouse. Think weathered woods, light-toned textiles, wrought iron details, and a little floral whimsy. It's not about perfection, it's about warmth, soul, and stories layered into every nook and vignette. Linen and lavender are the essence of French simplicity. Linen adds effortless elegance with its natural texture, while lavender offers both a calming fragrance and a touch of color. Together, they form the foundation of a home that feels serene, curated, and lived in, all at once. Start small. Create lavender sachets with scrap linen and dried lavender buds. Stitch simple squares or hearts, fill them, and toss them into drawers or closets. The aroma is instantly calming, and the look is oh so chic. Personalize with twine, buttons, or even a stamped label. Upgrade your dining table with handmade linen napkins. Use natural or bleached linen, cut and hem by hand, then add a soft decorative edge with embroidery or lace trim. Not only are they beautiful, but they also reduce waste, eco-elegance at its best. Make cleaning beautiful. Combine white vinegar, water, and a few drops of lavender essential oil in a glass bottle. Add a sprig of dried lavender for aesthetics. This DIY cleaning spray smells divine and fits perfectly on an open shelf in a French country kitchen. Not a sewing expert? No problem. Tear or cut a strip of linen to the length of your table and let the frayed edges do the talking. Add a stenciled fleur-de-lis or your initials for a personal French touch. Gather dried lavender stems and place them in old mason jars or clear wine bottles. Wrap the jars with lace or jute twine. Cluster them on a windowsill or centerpiece. They add color, fragrance, and a nostalgic countryside feel. Give your books a makeover by wrapping them in linen fabric. Use hot glue to secure the fabric and embellish with a stamped title or vintage key. Stack them on coffee tables or shelves to add that touch of rustic refinement. Line your drawers with sheets of parchment paper lightly misted with lavender spray and dried sprigs taped in place. It's a subtle detail that brings a sense of French ritual into everyday life and makes even socks feel luxurious. Stretch linen fabric over a wooden frame or embroidery hoop. Add a lavender stencil or hand-painted quote in delicate script. This DIY combines art, texture, and softness, perfect for bedrooms or entryways. Wrap small bundles of fresh or dried lavender with ribbon, lace, or raffia. Hang them upside down in the kitchen or bathroom for a nod to old French apothecaries. Over time, they dry beautifully while perfuming the air. Combine distilled water, a splash of vodka, and lavender oil in a glass bottle. Spritz it on bedding, curtains, or furniture for an instant freshness that's subtle and spa-like. This is luxury in a bottle, pure and French. Revamp an old lampshade with a strip of linen hot glued around the frame. Fray the edges, add ruffles, or stencil a delicate design. When lit, the texture glows softly, perfect mood lighting for cozy country corners. Create charming gift tags from craft paper and stamp them with lavender motifs. Tie them to jars, gifts, or even herb bundles. Keep a few on hand to elevate everyday giving with French flair. Channel a Provençal bakery by sewing a linen drawstring bag to store fresh bread. It keeps crusts crisp and adds an artisanal touch to your kitchen. Embroider with pain for authenticity. Whip up a small batch of lip balm using beeswax, coconut oil, honey, and a drop of lavender essential oil. Pour into tiny tins, label them, and place them in a woven basket for guests, or gift them with love. Print vintage lavender botanical illustrations and frame them in distressed wood or whitewashed frames. Hang them as a gallery in the hallway or over a console for instant farmhouse elegance. Use strips of linen or lace as curtain tiebacks. Add a sprig of dried lavender tucked into the knot for detail. It's a 5-minute DIY that elevates your windows without new hardware or tools. Fill a small ceramic jar with sweet almond oil and lavender essential oil. Add wooden diffuser sticks and display it in the bathroom or entryway. It's a DIY that smells like a French countryside morning. Sew a few linen pockets onto a large fabric panel and hang it from a wooden dowel. Use it to store mail, dried flowers, or accessories. It's both practical and picturesque. Mix Epsom salts with dried lavender buds and a few drops of oil. Pour into glass jars, label them with twine tags, and store in your bathroom. An affordable luxury that invites slow, intentional living. Wrap small plant pots or herb planters in linen scraps and secure them with twine. Add a tiny label or wooden tag with the plant's name. Place on windowsills or counters for a farmhouse fresh look. Craft a simple wreath using a wire base and dried lavender stems. Layer in rosemary or eucalyptus for added volume and scent. Hang it on your front door or above the fireplace for a warm welcome. Press lavender between wax paper or in a flower press, then embed in cardstock with clear tape or laminate. A perfect DIY for book lovers, and a lovely addition to your linen-covered reading nook. Make a soft sleep mask from linen scraps filled with a bit of dried lavender and cotton. It's great for guests or travel kits, and makes restful French countryside dreams just a little closer. Stitch small accent pillows from linen and hand embroider lavender motifs or phrases like maison or repose. They look beautiful on a settee, and the handmade quality brings out the heart of French decor. Melt shea butter soap base, mix with lavender essential oil, and pour into molds. Add dried lavender for texture and beauty. Wrap in linen fabric and tie with ribbon for a thoughtful handmade gift. Once you've created your linen and lavender pieces, it's time to style them. Layer textures, cluster lavender accents in corners, and let natural light do the rest. French country style isn't about symmetry, it's about grace, ease, and embracing the imperfect beauty of real life. At the heart of French country style lies a love for the humble and heartfelt. Linen and lavender remind us that luxury doesn't have to be loud, it can be soft, subtle, and soulful. Whether it's a sachet, a spray, or a sprig tucked into a napkin, it's all about finding beauty in simplicity. Thank you for joining me, and may your home be filled with the calm elegance of linen and lavender.